Hey, welcome to another super duper high quality video. I want to talk about the Jordan versus LeBron debate that is once again being discussed in the sports media. First of all, I think people forget why Jordan is considered to be the best basketball player of all time. And for a lot of people, the argument for his greatness kind of centers around 6 for 6 in the NBA Finals. He went to the NBA Finals 6 times. He won 6 times. That's not really why he is probably the best NBA player of all time. He simply is the most skilled NBA player I've ever seen, and I think most people have ever seen. I don't think most people have ever seen an NBA player that's as skilled as him. I've been playing basketball my whole life. I consider myself to be a pretty decent basketball player for my body, which is not horrible for basketball, but obviously I get outclassed at times. So a lot of my performance has to do with physical fitness, because I have some skills. I try to be a student of the game, keep an open mind, and when I watch Jordan, I see a superior player to pretty much anybody I've ever seen. And then you add to his skill set his incredible physical package, which is probably maybe outclassed by LeBron. At least in some aspects, it definitely is outclassed by LeBron. But still, is LeBron's physical package really better for basketball than Jordan's? You know, I'm not quite sure. So I think a lot of people, they really just don't know what they're seeing when they're watching a basketball game. And I don't mean that as an insult whatsoever. They're just not students of the game. Yeah, it's Christmas themed still. In the middle of the summer. I don't mean that as an insult whatsoever. You know, basketball is a game. And the game is not called run fast, jump high. Does that mean anything to you? It's a game, so you have to play the game. There's a mental aspect to the game. There's a chess aspect to the game. There's positioning, timing, momentum. There's a lot of tangible aspects to the game that are hard for some people to grasp, and there's other aspects that maybe you could even say are intangible. That's arguable. But you know, I was watching sports media the other day, and it was the Colin Cowherd show, whatever it is. And there were like 4 guys on the Colin Cowherd show, including Colin Cowherd, and he's like making this argument that LeBron has already surpassed Jordan. And he's like, look at LeBron's handles. LeBron's handles are superior to Jordan's, or something along those lines. And then immediately I'm like, whoa, what? What did he just say? He's serious. This is a major sports announcer who gets paid to analyze these games. And he just said that LeBron's handles are superior to Jordan's, and he's serious. And he's serious, dude. And all the other guys in the studio were like, whoa, wait. And they didn't really launch into a detailed conversation about that. But I remember that all the other guys there, all the other analysts there were like, where are you getting this idea from? And Colin Cowherd was like, like really surprised. And he's like, oh, maybe I don't know. And he doesn't know. Obviously, LeBron's handles are inferior to Jordan's. There's no doubt about it. He can't dribble and move the way Jordan did at all. He doesn't have the footwork, and he doesn't have the hands. He doesn't have the handles. It's that simple. It's apparent. It's obvious to any baller that Jordan's handles are superior to LeBron's. It's not to say LeBron's handles are horrible. Obviously, LeBron is a highly skilled player. But at least in the aspect of handles, it's not there. There's so many different aspects of Jordan's game that are incredible, including the handles, including the timing, the understanding of when to do things. I think one of the most important things about Jordan's winning attitude is I really see by the way he plays, he has this approach. Okay, I'm going to facilitate to my team. I'm going to let my team handle this. And if the team can handle it, he just lets them handle it. But if the team can't handle it, then he says, okay, now I'm going to take over. Now I'm going to handle this. And I think that's an incredible aspect of a highly skilled winner. And I try to play the same way. And I've been playing for decades. So I'm not in the NBA. I didn't play college basketball. But I try to stay competitive. I try to always get better, keep working on my skills as I get older. Just like LeBron, that's one thing we can say about LeBron is that as he's gotten older, as he's lost, a lot of the athleticism that he had in his younger days, his skill set has actually really, really, really improved. Another thing about the difference in skill between Jordan and LeBron is the ability to finish with the left hand. And I'm not saying that Jordan was the best or even super great at finishing with the left hand, but he is still hands down superior to finishing with the left hand than LeBron. Now, obviously we've seen in the past couple years, since he was with the Miami Heat, he has started to finish with the left hand a little bit, but he still doesn't finish a lot of times with the left hand when he should. And he's so strong and he's so powerful that he can finish in an off-balance, awkward, incorrect way that takes too much energy. He could do it. He's LeBron. But that's not the best way. That's not the best way to play the game. That's not the best way to conserve your energy. That's not the most graceful way to play the game. It's not the most beautiful way to play the game. And there's a lot of things that's wrong with that in terms of winning. When you have a weakness, when you can't go both ways, your opponents, if they're smart, if they can see it, if they can understand it, which obviously we're talking about the NBA, they can take advantage of that weakness. And I think a lot of fans, they watch and they say, oh, LeBron is the biggest. LeBron is the strongest. LeBron is the fastest. So automatically he's the best player. But you got to remember that the game is called basketball. The game is not called run fast, jump high. And even if LeBron is the fastest in a 40-yard dash or a 100-yard sprint or whatever, he's not the quickest when it comes to the first step or two. He's a wind-up player. And I never really liked wind-up players because that's another thing that a defender can take advantage of. In addition to the fact he doesn't want to go left, because his skills really aren't there to go left in a lot of different settings, in a lot of different positions. He needs to wind up. So he's going to wind up to the right. So let's focus on that. Let's try to take that away from him. And obviously, you got to respect the physical package of LeBron. You got to respect it. And he is a high skill player. But when it comes to just pure skill, handles, timing, footwork, I'm not going to get into the shooting versus passing debate versus Jordan and LeBron because LeBron has gotten really good at those. Jordan was really good at those. That really is they're both really good there. I would say Jordan is still the better passer and shooter. But that I understand that that's up for debate. They're both pretty good. And then when it comes to defense, he is a good defender. LeBron is a good defender, but when it comes to guarding, guards, really fast guards, he really can't do it. because his first steps aren't fast enough. So he needs a lot of help when he gets up there and starts doing a perimeter defense versus Jordan, who was faster, quicker with the first few steps, more tenacious as a defender, I would say. But then again, maybe you can make the argument that LeBron is a better defender in the post than Jordan. Not that Jordan was a bad defender in the post, but LeBron is simply stronger and taller, so that will help him defend in the post. But as far as just like movement, footwork, handles, gracefulness, quickness with the first step, etc., there's no possible way that you can try to tell me that LeBron is on that skill level. And if you study the game and you analyze the game, it's really apparent to you that he's not on that skill level. He has some fundamental glaring weaknesses in his skills that he makes up for with the most powerful physical package we've ever seen. So again, you got to respect that. You got to respect that, and I'm not disrespecting that. I love LeBron. I love Jordan. I'm not saying that they're well. I won't say anything about that. I love those guys. I love their games. But Jordan's skill set is just superior. And we are so excited right now. People in general are so excited right now because you have the Warriors in the West, which is just a team that's loaded with gunslingers. The craziest posse of gunslingers I ever saw gonna clash with LeBron and the Cavs from the East. And Kyrie is a big baller. They got some other assets on the Cavs. I gotta say, I don't see how the Cavs, LeBron, can win this championship against the Warriors. Now, I'm excited. I don't have a problem with either team winning. I'm gonna root for LeBron because I generally root for the underdog. Like when Jordan was playing, I never rooted for him. Respect, but there's something to be said for that underdog rising in skill, going to the next level, becoming the champion. There's something about that story that's really entertaining and pleasurable for me, and I think for a lot of other people. And I think really in this finals that it's going to be LeBron and the Cavs as the underdog. That being said, we're going to see how great LeBron is. Now, maybe his skill set isn't what Jordan's was, but maybe he can be just as dominant or even more dominant with that physical package, that desire to win, that mind that he has, because he does have a good mind as well. So we're gonna see just how good LeBron is when he has to step up against this Warriors team, which added KD, which is ridiculous. That team is incredible. This Warriors team really is incredible. Busting threes in your face, running the transition. We're gonna see. We are really gonna see how special LeBron is. So we're excited. That's why the debate has emerged as a topic of conversation once again. If you don't recall, people used to debate this all the time. LeBron or Jordan. And then obviously that debate ended for a couple years. But it's something that we're talking about again. So, much respect to all the ballers, all the basketball players. This is going to be exciting. This is going to be an exciting finals. All right, peace out.